Welcome, guys. Oh my God. This is my second episode of 10 Minute Talks with T. Still super excited, still super nervous, but we're just gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. I would love to continue to share my stories and my journeys with y'all, with how God has been continuing pushing me through each step of my life. And today, I guess I just want to share that in Matthew 6:25, the verse says basically, stop being worried, stop being anxious, do not worry. And it's like, dang, man. A lot of people will read that and they're like, yes, yeah, nope, I won't do it. I won't worry. But as soon as we wake up and when that stomach gets to grumbling and you start thinking about that you ate them last 2 eggs in your refrigerator yesterday, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. When you ain't had no more jelly in there or you ran out of coffee, and what's the first thing you start doing is worrying. It's like a second nature for our flesh to automatically be like, oh my God, this and that and the fourth. And it can range from small things to big things, like what I just talked about. That could be considered small to some people, and it could also be considered big to some people. And other things like not being able to pay on a rent or a light bill or a mortgage, or some kind of bill that's due, or a child's school fee, stuff like that. Things that we start to worry about. And God basically tells us, like, it's no point. Like, it's not going to add another minute onto your day. If you think that I'm out here feeding birds and making sure that they're fed, what make you think I'm not going to take care of you? And it's like, dang, them birds sure don't grow no crop. Them birds sure don't, be out here clocking in, working a 9 to 5. And they have shelter and they have food. And God is like, what makes you think that I'm not going to take care of you? And if we really just pause and think for a second, it's crazy how there's so many moments in our life where all we had to do was trust God and not worry about it. Even if we did have that split second of being like, oh, God, I know your word. I know that you tell me to trust in you. Don't worry. And I still slack sometimes. And you start to feel bad. I felt bad a lot of times before because, I was slacking. And I knew that I was slacking. I'm like, Tasha, come on. Don't worry about how this is going to get paid. Don't worry about, your kids or your husband. Don't worry about your family. I got them. And it's so comforting to know that, and to deeply know that you're loved and that God is here, that He's taking care of you and your family, your friends. And it's like, wow. I don't mean to get teary-eyed and emotional, but it's beyond like any other thing. As a mother, we typically worry about our children. As a parent, a grandmother, grandfather, aunt, uncle, guardian, we worry about our children. It was an incident where Aiden and Eli both had RSV, very bad. At that time, I was a single mother, and it was just us three staying in a 2-bedroom apartment. I was only doing side gigs like DoorDash and trying to make little things to sell and stuff like that. And at that time, it was really hard. I know I told myself I wasn't going to give up, but I cried. That's one thing about Tasha. I'm going to cry. Whether I'm happy, sad, upset, or whatever, I'm going to cry, but I'm going to get through it. But in that time, I felt so hopeless. And like I was stressing out because I was so scared for my children. For them to be so young. Eli was 5 months and Aiden was 1. And RSV can be deadly in children. And at that time, with it only being us, I decided to worry myself to death. Like, I stopped eating for the time that they were sick. I was not praying. I was doing everything else to try to comfort. I'm giving them medicine, looking up remedies on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I'm looking everything up, Googling, Google Chrome, Safari, whatever. I'm looking at all of that stuff. And finally, I was like, God, I sit up here and wasted all this glorious time that you done gave me. I done sat up here and forgot your word telling me, do not worry. It's so much power just within that one sentence. If we were to stop, to take a couple seconds out of our day, to really take that in and trust and know that we good, and let somebody know. I'm letting you know you good. My babies are good. They were good. They got over it. Aiden's 5 now and Eli's 3. Every day still comes with its different challenges. I'm telling myself continuously, hiding God's word in my heart, remembering Tasha and whoever is listening. Don't worry. Don't stress. Don't be anxious. You're using up that good energy. You're using up that good energy for something that's not going to help you in the end. And it's okay if you slipped. It's okay. Get back up. Know and understand. Get back in right standings. It's not too late. It's never too late. With that being said, even though I have based majority of this conversation off of my children, and if you know you're a parent or a guardian and worrying about them, even when it comes to the big stuff about rent, a car payment, financial issues, it's a lot of people. We continuously worry about financial issues. I'm one of them. I have worried. Kendrick has worried. And we had to come together as a couple and like, hey, we know better. We know God got us. We know that He gave us the capability to handle what we need to handle. We're going to get it taken care of. It's some things that we're trying to do, which I'm super excited about. And things that we have done, which I was excited about that too. And even if you're listening and you're thinking like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Don't think too hard. Like, okay, God, I'm here. I'm willing. If it's something I'm not understanding, guide me. Show me. Teach me how to trust you more. How I can learn more from you. How I can continue to cast all of my cares, every single one of them, onto you. And at the end of the day, even if it only is 10 minutes, have a talk with God and cast your cares onto Him. And that's the Talk with T. Tune in next week. Bye.